Hi, it's Aideen here with a quick tip, especially for men or boys. So if you are the parent of a boy going through puberty, this will be relevant as well. So we know that our hormones affect our voices. This can happen during puberty for boys and somewhat for girls, and then affects women during pregnancy and menopause, and also for men as they go into their older age and their testosterone levels drop. But specifically during puberty, boys' voices can change in a way that can make them a little bit reluctant to sing at all. And that's something I want to address now and give a few tips about. If you are a man and you stopped singing when you were a boy and you find it still quite difficult to control your voice, then this will also be useful for you. So the key to understand is that the testosterone that and the male voice is affected by during puberty thickens your vocal folds. Now, your vocal folds sit in your neck and they vibrate at hundreds of times per second. And the really good voices balance the air pressure from our lungs with the vocal folds, and that creates a really good tone. Imagine if the vocal folds are literally changing in shape and size. Well, then it's much more difficult to know how much air pressure is needed. And as the boys get a little bit older and their vocal folds thicken up, they may need to use a little more air pressure. Another thing that changes during puberty is the male voice. The larynx itself lengthens, it gets lower, and that creates that rich and full sound of the male voice. Hormone changes will also affect the physical body, your torso, which can affect your lung size. So many things are changing. How can we stay singing? What can we do to address this? The first step is to still use the voice. So your tool is changing, but we don't want you to stop using it entirely. It's about experimentation and about some simple warm-ups that will really help you to learn how to control it. For singing, try the NG sound. So we're saying the word sing, sing, sing. This is a siren noise, and it actually helps with the air pressure vocal fold connection. So doing this sound, obviously in the male voice it's going to sound more like or if you're a boy it'll go it'll do a bit of both at the same time. But if you can do this more slowly, controlling the frequencies as you move up, and then as you move down, and you start to slow down, there will be spots in your voice where it's much harder to control. And those are the gear change points for your voice. In some boys, literally no sound will come out in those spots, especially if you don't have good air pressure control, because the air pressure control is what is needs to change. So this might sound complicated, but just do the NG sound. And when you get to those spots that are more difficult, slow down and just work on that little area for a little bit. If you are a boy and your voice is changing, it's good to check in, are you speaking at your new range? So here's a little tip for you. Maybe if you're a mum or dad of a boy, you can get them to do this exercise. Ask them to count backwards from 200. When we count backwards, it is more difficult for the brain, and it kind of can stop our usual way of speaking. When we do something backwards, our voice will tend to settle in the spot where it wants to be rather than where it used to be. So it can help a boy figure out where their new tone is at that time, because it will change throughout puberty. So I hope this is useful. Please pass this on to anyone you know with young boys that like singing, or any men who may have had difficulty during that time and maybe didn't sing since then. And I'm just going to suggest that you try that exercise and keep singing, and I'm here for you if you need me. Take care. Bye-bye.